Hello, in this video we're going to go over how to make the candles. So I found a better primitive to use when creating this, and I'll show you some of the problems. So if I go to polygon and do a cylinder, you'll get this big pole right here, and there's a way that you can fix this. If you select these and do like a bevel, so that we have something like this, bring up the segments, then we can do something like this where we're selecting every other, because we don't like all these triangles. It can cause issues with displacement, rendering kind of stuff, and basically you're trying to select every other and then you're going to delete them. So if you have the right number, then you can do that. There we go. And then I hit delete, and then you'll see that these actually have 4 sides. I hit 3, it'll look something like this. So that's fine. This isn't the best when you have all these vertices or these edges going to one spot like this. But there's another way we can do this by just going to create polygon, and let's use a disk and see how the geometry is a little more even. We can just take this and extrude it up. So this one is going to be slightly used. So I'm going to have a bit of an indent, and the way I can do this is by hitting B, and everything will turn yellow. And you can hold down B and middle click, and drag left and right, and you'll change the size of your soft select. And so I can push this down and get a gradation, and I can even add a little more interesting stuff to this. It's kind of like it pulls on one side a bit, and it looks like I accidentally moved this edge. I'm going to press B to get off that, and then just scale this down and flatten it out like that. So that looks pretty good. Now the next part is adding a wick. So I'll do the same thing. I'm going to duplicate it and then just scale it down. I wouldn't extrude. So a general rule of thumb, if you're wondering if things should be part of the geometry or not, for a rendering system, usually you want to build it like it's actually made. So if it's a separate material, kind of embedded, you want to have that be a separate piece, and then like have them go in to each other a bit. For games, it's going to be a little bit different because you're really thinking about optimization of everything. So less geometry, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do something like this, and then, oops, select that. A hard time selecting it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to pull this down to where I think the wick would go to. So probably like something down here, because we're going to make this into a subsurface material, and that will look into the object a little bit. So having some differences in there will be good. Differences in shape and everything. So I'm going to move this over so it's a little more rounded, not just a straight thing. There we go. So that's fine. Move it up a bit. Yeah, So that's good. So the next thing would be this next piece. So there's a couple ways that we can make this. You can just model the candle, and a way that you can do that to do drips is you have to subdivide it enough to get the width of the drip. So say this is the width of your drip that you want, then you would go and just select these faces, and then you extrude them. And then these faces I would just go over and go to sculpting, and I'm gonna select this pull. So I usually use the pull or this relax, and there is a relax if I hold down shift. And I need to change the size of this. I'm holding down B, and it looks like it's really big. So if I hold down, I pull out and then do this, then I can do that. It's a little easier to adjust then. Then I'm just holding down shift to relax it. Then I'm using pull, like that. And then I can also add some variation this way, like that, easily. Give it more organic kind of shape and feel, like it's been melting on the bottom a bit. It gets hot too much. So something like this. And then I can add a edge loop right here. Actually, I'll show you why I add that. So if I hit 3 right now, so I'm getting that drip kind of shape, but it's not quite sharp enough here. You can add a edge loop down here, and then that will sharpen that up. And then where it's too sharp, then we'll just use this tool. Sometimes it turns green, I'm not sure why. Usually that means that there's no material assigned, the green, so I can do that. And then I can pull this in like this. So you can make organic stuff this way. Or you can bring it into ZBrush. And that's a pretty common way of doing it too. So pick your poison and make a cool candle. Alright, see you in the next one.